it because he was excited in like a serial killer or kidnapper kind of way. It is Patricia Arquette. How cool. Sorry, I got excited for a second. That's why she kept coming back in. When she went through the door, she would get her memories back and realize, no, I want to be in there. So she'd turn around and go back in. And this version of her would only remember opening the door to go out and then walking back in. Is that right? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Once again, my name is Brandon. I'm an acting coach, and today I'm jumping into a new series, something that I don't know nothing about at all. It's called Severance. I even forgot the title for a minute. This one was requested by a commenter on my hereditary reactions. So I'm going to jump on this one. We're going to do the pilot. This is what's going to be common here. I'm going to do the pilot. It's probably going to come to YouTube pretty quickly. And if there's a ton of support for it on YouTube, then it will keep coming. If not, I will likely still continue reacting to it on Patreon. But whether or not it comes to YouTube relies completely on viewer response. So if you really enjoy this reaction, if you like the show, you want to see more reactions to it here on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and leave me comments. Let me know that you want to see more. And if you want to see the full unedited reactions to this series and to several other things that I have over there, you can check out my Patreon. The link is in the description down below. You'll just need, for most shows on there, including this one, you will need to either have access to the streaming platform, which is Apple TV, or have a copy of this of your own. You put it up in a window beside my reaction and we'll get to just watch it together, enjoy it at the same time. So if that's something you're into, that link is down there as well. But regardless, we're going to jump right into this reaction.
I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. Hi there. You on the table? I wonder if you'd mind taking a brief survey.
Who's speaking?
So she was drugged, right?
Hey! Let me out!
Yeah, you might want to try a new tactic. I don't think that's going to work.
Who are you?
That's the first question.
First name will do.
I don't know if sassy is the way I would go here. Does she not remember her name?
I don't
which U.S. state or territory were you born?
know.
Unknown. Question 3. Please name any U.S. state or territory.
I don't know. Delaware.
Delaware is an interesting choice.
Question.
That's a perfect score.
So they wanted her to forget. That's him, right? The test giver, the survey giver. There are a lot of really interesting philosophies about men crying on camera or on a stage. It's so funny. They're really throwing you right into the deep end here. Like there's no chance to sort of get my footing. I have no idea what's going on, but everybody's very upset. Personal belongings, shoes. Why does everything look thinner and taller? Makes everything feel a bit more claustrophobic. From when he was crying. He didn't remember it. Okay, all right, I'm putting the pieces together, right? So the lady, this place, wherever this place is, they take your memory when you come in. I thought it was like maybe like some kind of secret research or government something or whatever, and so they take your memory whenever you come in and leave, right? But to keep you from being able to give away any of their secrets. This long oneer is killing me.
Good morning, macro data refinement.
Hi, Mr. Milchek.
Mark, could I have a word?
Okay, the longer this goes on, the more uncomfortable I get. This does not feel like a safe place. And how do you not get lost? There's no signs. Everything looks exactly the
Last time
same.
you saw Miss Cobel, she was in her old office. Now she's in her new office. It's a completely different office. She'd never say so, but I know a compliment about the office would just make her day.
Okay. Mental note. Compliment the office.
Oh, you look awful. You look hungover. Have a seat.
It's a pleasant lady. Is that Patricia Arquette? That's not Patricia Arquette.
The board will be joining us remotely today.
It is Patricia Arquette. How cool. Sorry, I got excited for a second.
I mean, I've subbed for Petey before, so it shouldn't be that big of a
Petey
thing.
is no longer with this company.
I'm sorry?
Okay.
I said Petey
No,
is no longer with this company.
Oh, thanks. I didn't hear you the first time.
Mark S., at this time, I confer upon you the freedom to serve Kier in the advanced role of Macrodata Refinement Department Chief. Congratulations.
Okay. Promotions are not usually
a
bad.
Handshake is available upon request.
That was great. That line delivery was great.
Thank you. May I have a handshake?
She looked so taken aback that he actually asked for one.
Don't be sad.
I'm fine. We'll be fine.
I know you and Petey were close.
That room is disconcerting.
I'm supposed to start with just the input survey? Isn't that a little weird?
Standard. Just start at 1A and continue by line based on her answers.
Well, what if I just talk to her?
Oh, okay. I get it.
The trainee becomes agitated and demands to leave. Skip to page 19.
She has to ask 3 times for you to let her.
Okay, so they will let them out. So obviously this will be what we saw at the beginning, yeah? I knew it was his voice.
I just love seeing you all come in like this. Go on ahead when you're ready.
That guy's a little weird. Again, I get the feeling that he like watches them for entertainment on security monitors or something.
Okay.
This is much less threatening. When we went through it the first time.
Hi there, you on the table. I wonder if you'd mind taking a brief survey?
When we went through it the first time, I got the sense that he was like fumbling his way through it because he was excited in like a serial killer or kidnapper kind of way. But now it's obvious he just didn't have his lines memorized and he's nervous first day on the job. That's a lot less threatening.
Should I help?
You should not.
Now she's a little scary. What is happening though?
Your name is Helly. Helly R. Please.
Okay, maybe now we'll get some answers.
Thank you for taking the welcome survey. I can sense that the questions made you feel afraid or disoriented. Well, the good news is you're at an orientation.
I think maybe it was the timing. His timing was off. That's why it didn't land.
Let's chat about something I bet you have heard of, the work-life balance. To start, imagine yourself as a seesaw. Ow! A few years back, I woke up on this table. In this room, a disembodied voice asked me 19 times who I was. Oh, that voice's name was Petey, and he became my best friend.
But he just came from outside.
I understand you don't feel it's working out for you here at Lumon. While disappointed, I'd hate to keep you somewhere you're not happy. So let's get you out of here.
So this would be him failing at his first task as whatever his promotion was.
The departments are pretty spaced out, but it'll all fill in one day.
And I'm what, part of that?
No, you're a replacement.
Why are you saying that like you hate it?
She's also good at reading people.
Here's your stairwell. Just
I think,
past the bend.
is she going to be the main character? Or co to his? No. Don't do it. I really want her to stay. No.
Am I dead?
No,
This isn't like hell or something?
That's where I would have gone with it, probably.
you came back.
I did not.
You did. Come on.
Okay, so when she left, did she remember everything and decide to come back in?
You are a genius.
The good news is there's only one part left of your orientation, which Mark can't possibly derail.
Why is that?
Because it's a video.
It's going to be her, right? That's why she kept coming back in. When she went through the door, she didn't, like, the memory was gone. Her memory was back, and the memory that she's using right now, the consciousness she's using now, was like asleep or something. So then she would get her memories back and realize, no, I want to be in there. So she'd turn around and go back in, and this version of her would only remember opening the door to go out and then walking back in. Is that right?
Are you mad at me?
For the incompetence or the disobedience?
Well,
Hell, it's just the product of a morbid human imagination. The bad news is, whatever humans can imagine, they can usually create.
Makes a lot of sense.
A department like yours can go so good or so bad. You know what makes a difference? The people.
There's so much silence. And they're awkward silences. They're pregnant pauses. It's gonna be her, right?
Okay.
That's my guess.
Go ahead and have a seat.
Yeah. Yep. There's my little victory dance. I feel like I've gotten everything right.
I give consent for my perceptual chronologies to be surgically split, separating my memories between my work life and my personal life.
Perceptional chronologies.
Acknowledge that hence I am aware that this alteration is comprehensive and irreversible.
This process they go through, does it work ever? Because it doesn't seem like the best way to break someone in for the first time. Like, that seems like the video maybe should have been shown a lot earlier. Well, not too early. That wouldn't go well either. Okay, maybe this is better. I didn't really get to see it go the way it was supposed to, huh?
Do I have a family?
you'll never know.
I have no choice.
Well, every time you find yourself here, it's because you chose to come back.
That's a really interesting question, though, because that's not her, is it? That's not really her. Because this her doesn't have a choice. This her only exists in these walls, and that's not a choice that this her made. That was a choice that was made for her. And every time she leaves, she ceases to exist. I don't know. I want to say it's immensely complicated, but at the same time, it feels very simple. It just doesn't seem right. I wonder if that's going to be a theme that they explore. Or if I'm just getting all in my head about it. I mean, yeah, everything got a little wider. Everything kind of got a little bit wider.
Night.
So he changed all his badges and everything back out. Oh no, he's doing that now. Right. I wonder when he's going to discover the bandage. He's not happy. You know, the him down there seemed much more happy than the him up here.
Turn across carrying boxes and wheelchairs, slipped on an overhead projector slide, and sustained a minor blow to the temple.
That's not the temple. Nice. Of course, the him from down there will never get to experience the VIP bar and grill, blah, 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 and he'll never remember it. Stop.
Hey!
Wow. Sorry.
Maybe keep your eyes on the icy road.
Also, maybe not just walk out in front of cars, though, because that's also not the best idea.
This map has spent much of its 370 life.
I don't know, man. Just the whole idea of just slicing out what is essentially a third or more of your life. I mean, that's where people make interpersonal connections, best friends, social groups.
No, I know, Mrs. Selvig. It's just, it was in my space again.
Romantic connections. A lot of that kind of stuff comes from work, either directly or indirectly. Without that part of your life, it would be very difficult to build a complete life.
Did you forget?
Yes, he did.
If there's no dinner, how is it dinner?
Okay.
Like,
You actually owe me this.
do I?
Yep.
So, who is this person? His sister.
Also, I know we're nearing the anniversary, so I just thought maybe you'd want to be around people.
Nope.
Someone died. Or maybe he was divorced.
Oh, you got a gift card. Where's he going to?
He?
Pips.
Of course it's Pips.
So she doesn't like the Severance, right? The program. Oh, it's that guy. I know that guy. I like that guy.
Hi, Rick.
I don't remember what his name is, but I like him a lot.
Ugh, you, sir, look at peace.
No, he doesn't. You're either lying or you're not very astute.
That life is not food.
Right.
You've got life.
Oh, no.
food, which is what?
Yes, what is
Fuel. Calories. It's not the same thing.
Mark and my dad used to have whiskey as life carved on flask.
Well, what about color and flavor and variety?
The people actually called it the Great War. Apparently, it would have been a faux pas to have called it World War I.
All right.
Well, because there hadn't been a World War II yet.
No one would have called it World War I because World War II hadn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's absolutely
Duh.
Yeah, duh for real, duh. Like, seriously.
Mark's work is sensitive enough as to require the severance procedure.
This is an intervention. Is this an intervention?
Wow.
No, they didn't know. What is happening?
Something, isn't it? Yeah. It's also, I think, something that's his choice to tell people or not, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
So you walk in at 9 a.m. and then suddenly it's 5 and you're leaving.
Well, they stagger us a little.
And then, conversely, so in effect, that version of you is trapped there.
I mean, yeah. No, trapped. I mean, we were having the same conversation, right? But not at him. That's different.
The point is that Mark made a decision, and that decision was controversial, ethically, socially, morally.
Jesus.
But, Mark, I stand behind you.
Oh,
without
gee, thanks.
reservation.
So well said.
Thank you.
Not really.
If I give you $3,000, will you forgive me?
Well,
Libs a start.
because your child is innocent of tonight's atrocities, I'll wait until after it's born to murder you.
Oh my God.
I like their relationship, but no, that was jacked. That was so messed up. Listen, I agree with some of the stuff they were saying. I was talking about it before this, but that was really inappropriate from beginning to end.
I'm proud of you for taking that job. I really am. And I think she would have been too. I know she would have been.
But she doesn't agree with it.
You want to crash here since you're already here?
No.
Why?
Your house smells like pregnancy.
Yeah, I'm just not grasping the visceral element of it.
Lovely. Yeah.
Oh, Rickon's colleague told us that switching out the beds as the child grows can wound that child.
But if you provide said child with all of its beds upon birth, you allow it to progress across the room at its own rate.
Yeah, no, I don't buy that for a second. What the hell are you doing? What the hell? Who is this guy?
I really enjoyed you tonight, Mark.
Dude, get your hands off my feet, bro. Like, stop it. Wow.
Yeah, let's go. Sweet dreams.
I thoroughly enjoyed you tonight while I caress your socked feet.
That's just grossly inappropriate.
What the hell is wrong with these people? What is this world we're living in? Yeah. Oh, is that his friend? The one who got fired or whatever? He wouldn't recognize him, would he? He wouldn't recognize him. But he knows. His friend knows he's got some memories or something. Something went wrong.
There was seriously a man in my yard last night.
Yeah. Dude in a suit.
Holy shit.
Disheveled. Tie half
He
undone.
looked at me weird, like he knew me.
Oh, did the prowler invading my home make you feel seen?
Had to drown out the memory of Mom and Dad switching out my beds when we were kids.
You've been sitting on that one.
Yeah. Look, I'm open-minded, and I'll listen to anything that seems even remotely reasonable just to make sure that it's not. But that one's a tough sell for me. You'd have to really come with something substantial to convince me that changing a child's bed at some point during their adolescence is traumatic.
Excuse me.
There he is. There he is.
No. Quickly.
That's him, right? That's his friend, the one that got fired or whatever.
Hi, kids. What's for dinner?
Yeah, he's not going to remember, right?
Sorry. You don't got that reference.
Did he escape somehow?
Okay, who the fuck are you?
Petey. My name's Petey. I'm from work.
He's more damaged here.
Well, that's not plausible. Everyone in my department is...
Severed. I was.
Okay, well, severance is pretty permanent.
Yeah.
I love the double meaning of the word severance, too.
You've unsevered, And now you, think they're after you or something?
Yeah.
They're really playing the pauses.
He's probably out here right now.
Greener. Okay. Is that, like a person you know? Or...
We both know him. We don't like him.
The old guy.
If something happens to me, the things I know need to stay known. I'd prefer it be by a friend.
Okay. We've baited the hook.
I'm your best friend. You're my very good friend.
Who's your best friend, though? Wait, I have more questions. They didn't answer my questions.
If you don't want to know what's going on down there, I won't force it. But if you do, there's an address on the back of this card. Go alone, and you'll find the beginning of a very long answer.
No, I would be wrong. There's no way. I've been right so far, so I'm not even going to say it, because if I said it, I would be wrong.
Good night, Mrs. Selvig.
Mark, you're good people.
Okay, but does she remember? Because inside she was talking about her mother and religion. Yeah, she's not a right lady. Up here or down there. Okay, Ben Stiller. Right, really? Wait, this is directed by Ben Stiller? Is that what that said? That said Ben Stiller directed this. Okay. All right, well, that was episode 1 of Severance. Good News About Hell was the name of that episode. There's so much there. The acting was really great. Like, even from the first bit, right? I'm interested to see that lady, the woman at the beginning. She's very aggressive, very strong character. So I'm really excited to see how she handles being in this situation. Obviously, there's something more dark and sinister happening at this company than what they're telling them. I'm curious about the address. Okay, I have a thought. 99% I'm wrong. I'll say it right now, but what if it has something to do with his wife, his late wife? Is that stupid? It's probably stupid, but I've been right about everything else so far, so I feel like I'll just throw that out there, and just, if I'm wrong, I can just wash my hands of it, because I was right about so much going into this one. That was super cool. As far as the morality of it, again, I talked about it already. I don't think I can come down on the side of this being okay. This doesn't feel okay. This feels really, really not right, because I don't care how you slice it. You're essentially creating two personalities, two persons, and one of those persons did not choose to be trapped in that place. I mean, neither person chose to be alive. Neither person chose to be on the planet, but the other person, the second person, didn't choose to be stuck in that office building for every waking moment of their existence. And one could argue, well, we didn't choose to be on the planet for every waking moment of our existence. That's not the same thing. There's far more freedom. There's far more opportunity to develop and grow and experience, blah, 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 out here than there would be in that little office room. It's not the same thing. So I don't think it's moral. I don't think that it's okay. And if anything like that ever got proposed in real life, I would be a strong opponent of it. It is not okay. But I also don't think that they were right coming at him the way that they did at the non-dinner party. That guy, her husband, his wife, his brother-in-law, I think, there's something not clicking. And those people, so insufferable and not very bright, because I'm sorry, no, they couldn't even call it World War I. Like, no, doofus. Because there wasn't another world war. Why? That doesn't make any, they weren't expecting another one. I don't think they were like planning for a sequel, so no. And they all looked really bamboozled and for a second, oh, well, duh. And then they laughed it off like, yeah, we're really kind of stupid, but we want to pretend like we're not. Those people were really annoying. I didn't like any of them, I don't think. I didn't enjoy any of their company. I was going to talk about one thing. So the men crying in movies is a thing that there are several different sort of schools of thought on. In general, I had a professor who kind of subscribed to this sort of John Wayne-esque school of acting, and he believed that nobody wants to hear a man cry, and I actually agree with that. Nobody wants to see or listen to that. What you should see is a man struggling not to cry. If there's a scene where a man has to be completely overtaken with emotion, broken, completely despondent, then it should be of him struggling and maybe failing to not cry, but he never should be just openly blubbering, openly wailing. That never looks good. Now, personally, I don't agree with that. I do agree that it needs to be really earned, because it is true, I believe, in sort of the zeitgeist in society, especially in the Western culture, we don't like the sound or the look or the experience of being around a man when he's crying. It's just not, it's not really accepted socially. So if you're gonna do it, you really need to earn it. A couple of really good examples would be Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting in the It's Not Your Fault scene. Sylvester Stallone in Rambo at the end of that film, when he like just full on cried and curled up in his commander's lap. That was an earned moment. It meant something. I mean, again, Sylvester Stallone, Rocky 3, when Mick, I'm sorry, okay, wait, these are spoilers, by the way, but this is a spoiler for Rocky 3. Rocky 3, when Mick is dying, or when he's died, and Rocky just bawls his eyes out. That was an earned moment. There are other examples I could think of when a man giving a good hard cry was acceptable, even necessary, and certainly earned and worked well. It's not something that I think you can do flippantly or often. It's not something you can do as often as you can with a female character. It's just not. It would not play well. It just doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel natural, and people don't want to see it. We can argue all day or night about whether or not that's right or wrong or what caused that sort of dynamic, but that is the dynamic we're living in. So that moment at the beginning with him crying in the car, I feel like maybe I would have liked a little more of him struggling not to cry, and a little less of him sort of openly allowing himself to weep. It makes it a little less of an offense that he was by himself, because that's something that, look, all my male viewers out there, you can attest to it at some point in time in our lives, when we're alone in the car, we're in the bathroom by ourselves, when we got a moment of privacy, and if we're feeling broken and we're feeling completely defeated, if we're hurting enough, that's the moment. Those are the moments for sure that we choose to, or we either choose to let go or are no longer able to hold it in. It's usually those moments when we're all by ourselves. But I maybe would have liked to have seen a little more trying to hold it in, a little more resistance instead of that really free-flowing sob that we got, because at the time it hadn't been earned yet. I didn't know what was going on, and I think it might have even established even better the sense of depression, the sense of misery that he was experiencing in his daily life, because it would have added the element of, I need to contain this, I need to conceal this, to hide this, to live in spite of this rather than dealing with it or expressing it openly, which is obviously a part of his life with his depression and the grief that he feels over his lost wife. Obviously, it's something that he keeps inside, pretends is fine. It's not that big a deal. I'm moving on. I'm getting through it. Everything's okay. I would have liked to have seen that concept a little more in his performance in the car. Beyond that, there was absolutely zero complaints for this entire show. The camera work was beautiful. The set design is great. It's really interesting. Feels very claustrophobic in the office, and it feels exactly the way I would expect it to feel outside. The acting is really good so far. I haven't seen a ton from some of these characters, but just the characterization by itself, Patricia Arquette, love her, is doing such an amazing job. The two different characters she was playing, such a different look whenever she tells him that, whatever she said something, you're a good guy, or whatever it was at the end, that smile she had, so warm and endearing and kind, so different from the character that we got of her in the basement. And I'm still curious as to whether or not she retains memories between the two. It looked like at the end she had a bit of a sinister look. Does she retain memories, or is she simply an employee of the company on both sides? I don't know how that goes. Or because she doesn't actually deal directly with the data, maybe she does retain her memories. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the company does. I don't know what their goals or plans are. There's something weird going on. I still don't even know in the universe, is it this world? It's not. It can't. We never had Severance. This is definitely not too far in the future. The technology they're using does not look futuristic, so I'm guessing some kind of alternate reality, just a world of its own. But one thing I will say is that it did hook me. I'm ready. I'm going through the whole show. I guarantee it. You're not going to be able to stop me from watching it. If you're watching this on YouTube and you would like to see more of this show on this channel on YouTube for you guys to watch, you're going to have to support it. Get down in there, throw some likes on the video, leave some comments, chat it up, share it out to your friends, anybody else you know who are fans of the show. If it performs well, I'll continue posting this on YouTube. Editing these things for YouTube takes a bit more work. It's a bit more of an investment. So I'm trying to be really careful about which series or films that I edit for YouTube. But the rest of this series will likely end up on my Patreon. I'm pretty sure about that. And there's a ton of stuff that's going to end up on my Patreon that may not come to YouTube at all. Pilots will a lot, but there's going to be several series I think that are going to end up just on Patreon. So if you're interested in joining the community over there, there will be links in the description down below for you to do that. Yeah, also I have a second channel. I do music reactions and reactions to live performances. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a link to that down below as well. But having said all that, thanks for watching with me, and please remember to always be kind to each other, and most importantly, be kind to yourself.